Thank you. Please be seated. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are so excited to have all of you here with us today on this very momentous occasion as we get the opportunity to announce a nomination for our Supreme Court. I'm delighted to welcome you all here. After interviewing 7 incredible candidates, combing through their opinions, and talking with a lot of very trusted voices, I decided to nominate Judge Diana Hagan as our newest Supreme Court Justice. I've had the opportunity to meet and interview Judge Hagan several times, and I can say without hesitation that she is eminently qualified to serve in this capacity. She has served with distinction on the Utah Court of Appeals since 2017, where she has taken on additional responsibilities, including serving as the chair of the Supreme Court OPC Oversight Committee, the chair of the Judicial Education Committee, an appellate court representative on both the Utah Sentencing Commission and the Utah Commission on Civic and Character Education. Prior to her service on the bench, Judge Hagan was a prosecutor with the U.S. Attorney's Office, serving as an assistant U.S. attorney, first assistant U.S. attorney, and chief of the appellate section. She also was taught appellate advocacy as an adjunct professor of law at the S.J. Quinney College of Law at the University of Utah and clerk for Federal District Judge Tina Campbell. She graduated from the University of Utah College of Law, Order of the Coif. Professionally, she has given back to the community as president of the Women Lawyers of Utah, president of the board of the Federal Bar Association, Utah chapter, and president of the executive board of the Salt Lake County Bar Association. She was also a member of the Utah Dating Violence Task Force, a Girl Scout troop leader for 6 years, and vice chair of the Mountain View Elementary Community Council. She's received the Federal Bar Association Distinguished Service Award, 4 United States Attorneys Awards, a Federal Bureau of Investigation Award, and many, many others. Judge Hagan's record of excellence has prepared her for this moment, and I couldn't be happier to nominate her to this very prestigious post. And let me just add that she's one of the best people you'll ever meet. To be in a room, to spend time with Judge Hagan will brighten your day, and it certainly brightened my day on many occasions. She is incredibly qualified. She's the right person for this job, and I'm so excited to be able to nominate her today. Now, it's my privilege to turn some time over to Chief Justice Matt Duran, and following Chief Justice Duran, we will hear from Judge Hagan, and then we'll leave a few minutes for questions. Chief Justice.
I have deep respect for Governor Spencer Cox, for his leadership, for his judgment, for his courage. So it's no surprise to me that he made such a fantastic pick as a nominee to the Utah Supreme Court. I know Judge Diana Hagan well. We've known each other for years. She has served many times as a substitute judge on the Supreme Court when one of the justices has been recused. As Governor Cox noted, she has been an exceptional judicial leader. She's always the first one to volunteer when there's a difficult task at hand. She works extremely hard. As a jurist, she's off the charts brilliant. She has an incisive, careful mind, and she is deeply committed to deciding cases in a fair way, free of any bias. I think, and this was confirmed to me as I listened to Governor Cox lead her accomplishments, I don't know that there's ever been anyone as qualified, as prepared to serve on the Supreme Court as Judge Diana Hagan. I know she's much more prepared and much more qualified than I was when I was nominated. So I speak for all my colleagues when I say that we are just delighted to have her nominated. When it comes to being a jurist, I think it's fair to say that she she has it all. She's the 27 Yankees. And we on the court are the fortunate recipients of Governor Cox's wisdom in making this appointment, this nomination. So with that, I will conclude.
Good morning. Thank you, Governor Cox and Lieutenant Governor Henderson and Chief Justice. I am so grateful for those kind words and even more grateful for this incredible opportunity. When I was appointed to the Court of Appeals nearly 5 years ago, it was a dream come true and something that I had been working for my entire professional life in public service. But I honestly never expected to be here. Governor, thank you for this amazing opportunity. I know all the care and time you've put into making this decision, and that makes me truly honored. And I am especially honored to be your first appointment to the Utah Supreme Court. If I'm confirmed, I hope I will make you proud. I'm extremely grateful to be able to share this with my family. My parents are here today, Denise and Terry Roundy. They are the ones who gave me that stable, loving foundation that I needed to succeed in life and always believed in me no matter what dream I was chasing at the moment. And that means so much to me. My husband, Tobin, who made this day possible when he was willing to step away from his own career and become a stay-at-home dad. That choice has made all the difference for our family. It has allowed me to have this rewarding and meaningful career and still have the wonderful family life. And Tobin, I know I wouldn't be here today without you. And my children, my son Archer, who is here with me today, when I was appointed to the Court of Appeals, he called me Your Honor at home for a week. So I'm hoping that maybe if I'm fortunate enough to be confirmed, I'll get to be called Justice for a week at home, maybe. And my daughter, Kyra, who is away at college, but I know she's watching this right now. And I just want to say that, like everything else in life, this moment is sweeter because I get to share it with the two of you. I am so fortunate to be here and grateful to live in a state with a judicial selection process that every Utahn can truly be proud of. I'd like to thank the members of the Nominating Commission, a bipartisan group of attorneys and public citizens who select candidates based on merit. And I am honored that you included me among the incredibly well-qualified list of candidates that you sent to the governor for consideration. Thank you for the governor's staff for your diligence and all the work that you do vetting the candidates and for shepherding us in the kind way that you do through this process. And thank you to Governor Cox and Lieutenant Governor Henderson for the wonderful interview and the thoughtful questions about the judicial process and the role of the courts. I know how much time and consideration you've given to this. And I very much look forward to meeting with our senators in the coming days as they carry out their duty to independently assess my qualifications and consider whether I will be confirmed for this position. This entire judicial selection process is designed to ensure that highly qualified and skilled judges are appointed to the bench, and that's based solely on their fitness for office. And I can tell you that the judges that Governor Cox and his predecessors have appointed to the bench really do live up to that promise. For the last 5 years, I've had the chance to work alongside these incredibly hardworking, dedicated public servants who are committed to the rule of law and to the fair administration of justice. Throughout all the court levels, without exception. But in particular, my colleagues on the Utah Court of Appeals are the most amazing judges and have pushed me to be better and become and learn more and become a better judge every day. I am so excited by the prospect of being able to work with the chief and the other justices on the Supreme Court. And if I am confirmed, I promise to live up to the high standards that they have set and to do my very best to serve the people of Utah to the best of my ability. Governor, again, thank you for this opportunity. I will work hard to be deserving of your trust. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Hagan, for those powerful words, for your example, and for a lifetime of service. I just want to I want to share a few thoughts about the process. I agree that we are so fortunate to live in a state where we have the best judiciary in the country. I truly believe that. I'm grateful to my predecessor for the wise decisions that he made, including appointing Judge Hagan to the Court of Appeals. There was a baseball analogy already made, and I'll concur with that. It's nice to be able to see her work, to see the brilliance of her written opinions, to see her judgment in effect, to be able to watch her over the past 4 or 5 years on the Court of Appeals, and have real world examples of how well she will perform as a Supreme Court justice. I want to thank the justices of the Supreme Court for their incredible work, and pay tribute today to Justice Jimenez, who is leaving the court, and hence the vacancy that we are now filling. I'm grateful for his service on the court, and to the people of the state of Utah. I'm grateful to the commission that sent me 7 incredible names. Everyone who saw that list of names told me that I had an embarrassment of riches, and it was an incredibly difficult decision. There were so many worthy judges on that panel, worthy attorneys on that panel, and it was a very difficult decision because there was so much talent. And again, to Judge Hagan and especially her family. I know this is a very proud moment for the Roundies and the Hagans, and we're so glad that you're here and able to share that with her. Now, let me just share a little bit about the process as we move forward. As was mentioned, this is just one step in the process. Now, the actual confirmation lies with the Senate, and it's a process that will happen fairly quickly, a little more quickly than our national counterparts. I know that there's a lot of interest in the way that we select Supreme Court judges justices, because of what is happening at the national level. But the Senate Judicial Confirmation Committee will have an opportunity to interview Judge Hagan, and then she will proceed to the full Senate for their approval. The committee hearing will be on April 6th. It's currently scheduled for 3 p.m. And then on April 13th at 4 p.m. for the full Senate and a confirmation vote at that time. Those dates have changed according to Senator Weiler, so don't print that in your articles. We'll get you the actual dates, but it is moving. It will move fairly quickly still in the first couple weeks of April. Now, with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, and I know Judge Hagan would be happy to answer any questions you might have as well.
Judge Hagan, I'm
Please, Judge.
curious. I know you've probably answered this in your interviews with the governor and his vetting committee, but what is your judicial philosophy as you take a number of cases?
Please come to the microphone.
Well, I'll tell you what I tell my law clerks when they start with me. It is that when I approach a case, what I'm really looking at is the limited role that I play as a judge. And that's cabined by all sorts of things, the standard of review, of course, the law, the text of the statute that we're applying. And my judicial philosophy, I suppose, could be summed up as judicial restraint. I am very careful to make sure that I only reach issues that are properly briefed and argued before us, ones that we've been able to fully consider and have been fleshed out. And I understand my limited role, which is to apply the law as it has been enacted to these specific facts of this particular case. without any exerting any sort of will or desire for a particular outcome. I learned that from the judge that I clerked for, Judge Tina Campbell, who always taught me when I worked for her. I said, "Well, how do you think this case is going to come out?" And she would say, "Well, I don't know. Research the law, apply it, and let the chips fall where they may." And that's the approach that I've always tried to take as a judge, and will continue to do so if I'm confirmed to the Supreme Court.
Thank you. Other questions? You can stay up here. You might get a few more just in case. Anyone else?
Governor, can you speak to just, the fact is, Governor Herbert shaped maybe 75-80% of the entire judiciary at his terms. Can you speak to just kind of how the stakes are with the Supreme Court, with the judiciary as a whole, and your role in it?
Sure. Obviously, the Supreme Court plays a very critical role in the decision making that happens here. They are a third branch of our government, as the founders intended, and they provide an opportunity to review very important cases that will have lasting effects, generational effects in our state, as they interpret the law that is put forward by the legislature and signed into the law by the governor. So this is an absolutely critical position. And I will say, maybe one difference from my predecessor is that I am a member of the bar, that I have clerked for a judge, and that I feel like I have real insight into the importance of the court and the role that judges play in that process. It also allows me to review. For example, with Supreme Court justices, they all of the candidates submit writing samples, and I will say with many of these applicants, I had the ability to go beyond the writing samples that they submit, because it is a matter of public record, and I can go read all the stuff that they've written over the past few years, and I do that because there are things that I'm looking for. Again, I want to make sure that we have somebody whose judicial philosophy matches my own. That's very important, and that is one, as was mentioned, of judicial restraint, of understanding the importance of textualism, that the law is what it says it is, and unless there are any issues that we have to that go beyond that, where the law can be vague, and sometimes it is, despite our best efforts. Sometimes there are vagaries within the law that then have to be interpreted, and so finding a person whose intellect matches philosophy is important to me. And I will say there's a third piece of this too, and that is that unlike district court judges who act alone, the Supreme Court is a team. And I'm looking for people who fit well on that team, who will work well with their colleagues, who will bring something to the court maybe that the court doesn't have. What is the skill set, the history, the resume of this person, and how will they add to the current makeup of the court? And I think Judge Hagan is a prime example. Not only did she give an incredible interview, not only does she have an amazing resume, not only does she have a guiding philosophy that matches my own, but she brings immense criminal experience in her role as a prosecutor, understanding the criminal code and the impact that some of these decisions will have. And so that very practical knowledge that she's bringing to the court, I think, will be additive, and I think will be very helpful to the court, again, as they work as a team to make these decisions.
Governor Cox, what are your expectations for Judge Hagan, and do you think she'll be confirmed without issue?
Well, I certainly hope that she'll be confirmed without issue. But again, I always try to respect the different roles that we play on this side as well. The Senate in particular has a very different role than I have. Right? They don't get to choose the judge. That's not their role. That's my role. But they do get to confirm the judge, and so it's very important that they feel comfortable, again, reviewing the decisions that I've reviewed, reviewing again, having conversations with her, making sure that they can concur and agree. And I feel very confident about that process. I think there's nothing in my review of Judge Hagan's character or professionalism that would call that into question. But that is ultimately their decision. So I'm excited for them to get to know her the way I've gotten to know her. My expectations for her are extremely high, and I know she's going to be amazing. She'll do the right things for the right reasons and in the right way. And I'm again very fortunate that I've been able to see that happen over the past 4+ years as she's been able to do that on the Court of Appeals.
And then Judge Hagan, can you kind of spin off of that, more broadly speaking to Utahns? What can they expect from you if you are confirmed?
They can expect that I will work hard, that I will treat people with respect, that I will keep in mind the importance of these cases to the people who come before us and to the public at large. And they can expect that I will apply the law faithfully and uphold the rule of law in a non-political, non-ideological way, just as the Supreme Court has and the courts in Utah do. And that is something that honestly Utah should be very, very proud of. We have non-political courts. We have people appointed who are based on merit and their fitness for office. Even the Constitution prohibits any kind of partisan political consideration. And that was an extremely wise choice by the drafters of our Utah Constitution. It ensures the integrity of our judicial system, and people can be confident that no matter who they are or what problems or conflicts they bring to the court, that they will be treated fairly and that we will decide their cases fairly.
Anyone else? All right, I will just conclude then by saying that as I offered this position, this nomination to Judge Hagan, I encouraged her to always remember the people of the state of Utah, and talked about confident humility, how important it is in these roles to be smart and bright and confident in what you do, but also humble enough to remember the people that we are serving. And she exemplifies that confident humility in every way. So we congratulate Judge Hagan and her family. We look forward to working with Senator Weiler and our other senators as we move through the confirmation process. And I assure you that Utah is in wonderful hands with our Supreme Court justices. Thank you so much for being here today.